Hey, man, don't talk me to death. I was taught by the best. Ain't nobody hold my hand, had to walk by myself. I got hunger in my face, I got diamonds on my chest. Never know when they on you, so I said it on my lip.
It's time.
But they got it
It's
in
time,
their
man.
Man, I got it out the mud, fucked it up and got it back. I left a dime off of Nemus, nigga stealing down the sacks. Rap cap ass nigga, you must be a college grad.
All right. So Monday, starting the last week for my eval, I'm pretty sure. As you can see, obviously I made money today, took a dub. This weekend I kind of made some adjustments, like regarding what I seen happening with my entry, and like looking at, making sure I build a system to be able to avoid getting manipulated, because that's the worst way to lose a trade is, being a manipulation. So now I'm paying a lot more attention to the accumulation phase before manipulation. When we come into a PD array that I'm expecting a continuation or a reversal out of. So it's been going well. I back tested it. It was doing well. Made sense. So I just added it, right? It's not like a crazy change to my model, but obviously it helped me out. That's why I continued with it, and that's something I did. But it was creating a process so I avoid making that mistake, which I made last week. So I'll kind of run you through. So as you can see, not the greatest, but we do have the rest of this week, and I feel like with these adjustments, I'll be able to pass no problem. And that's just only one part of it. And I feel like I should have been passed, but I wasn't able to trade 3 months prior, and I made a lot of improvements since then. So, this is like back after 3 months of not being able to trade prop firms, like all my setup and whatnot. So, yeah, like pretty cool. I actually charted on this on the TopStep X platform, so I'm gonna just go ahead and run you down. Today, like, it wasn't the cleanest today, like, I'm not gonna lie, because I did miss my initial trade, which would have played out a lot better, which came into open. So basically I was looking at the 4 hour. Bro, what is going on, bro? Hold on. Yeah. All right. So I was looking at the 4 hour. We're obviously bearish, right? Where are we going towards? This swing low right here on the 4 hour time frame. So we're obviously moving towards that. So coming into open, I was looking for a PD array that had liquidity resting above, or if we didn't have liquidity resting above, I would have waited for us to build liquidity, then have the sweep, but we already tapped into it. So coming into the open, we came up, swept this liquidity. There was no SMT here, so looking at the reaction from it, we had this big displacement after 940. What I've seen is, like, I usually don't like trades before the first 10 minutes into the market. I usually just try to avoid. So coming into 940, we saw this pullback into this for value gap, and I was gonna enter here, but I hesitated for some reason, and it was aligned with CISD, and my target was gonna be this. What was it? My target was that's gonna be this low. This is what I had charted out, was this low right here, which would have been, obviously a better trade. I would have had my stops at this high and for this low for a 3-to-1. I hesitated, price left me. I was actually gonna kind of get off the computer for that day, because I felt myself getting emotional, because, bro, that's so annoying. It is what it is. But then I recognized coming into the second macro around 9:45, we tapped into this 15-minute for value gap, and reacting pretty nicely off of it. We had this big displacement. We had a SMT. Hold on, bro. Why is this on? Yeah, so as you can see right here, we had a SMT. ES didn't sweep this high. NQ did. And just go ahead and, right, this make it a little clearer right here. See how NQ price swept this high. ES didn't, showing we want to reverse. We did exactly that. ES was actually a lot cleaner, bro. This shit, I had to sit through this whole consolidation, bro. I'm not gonna lie, if I would have got stopped out, I would have been sick, but we didn't. I entered right here, right as soon as it tapped into this breaker for value gap unicorn model during the macro 9:45. And then we dumped towards this low, and I knew we was gonna start retracing, but I didn't think we would break through this for value gap. But the order block right here is what was holding price, thankfully, and we kept tapping into it, and then we finally dumped coming into 11 o'clock. But yeah, so it was a pretty solid trade. It was my model. I was like, okay, this is the important for value gap, because this is the for value gap that broke the low. If we want to continue lower, we're gonna displace through it. So yeah, good trade. I would have preferred the first position, and I don't know why I hesitated. I honestly need to journal that. I remember I was looking for a sweep. So basically, but that's usually after we sweep liquidity into the PD array. So that doesn't validate why I missed this entry. But like right here, I thought a lot of times coming into 45, we would see a sweep of liquidity and then a dump, like manipulation coming into the macro. But we didn't, and we didn't even get an SMT. So I was looking for, oh no, we did. Okay, yeah, I'm tripping there. Yeah, then I should have entered for sure. But see, we got some sort of manipulation because we had this SMT, so price didn't need to take the high anymore. And I didn't recognize the ES actually took the size, so that's on me. I should have entered as soon as I saw that. I didn't. But yeah, that would have been, so that's just a mistake on my part. But yeah, that's the basis behind why I kind of hesitated on that one. But it's all good. I mean, we still ended up getting this trade. So yeah, I mean, pretty simple. I mean, just going into the rest of the week, just need to continue to execute my model, with confidence. When you're entering a trade, you can't really, I try not to think about the outcome too much, but I've took so many losses, you kind of get just numb to it. You really don't care anymore. And that's kind of, you get to a point where you don't care anymore. It's like you get on the charts, you trade, it's like, all right. And then because how you feel has no connection to how much money you make, which is but if you're doing e-com or whatnot, or building a dropshipping store or whatnot, your input really matters, how much work you're putting as an exact correlation to a direct correlation to how much money you're going to make. But in trading, it's really not the same way. So it's like reprogramming your mind to understand that kind of less is more. If you see a trade, clicking a button, which is so crazy, this is going to be, I do plan to go to 7 figures in capital, right? Because it's literally the same thing, just higher. You just gain more capital, and then you're dealing with higher numbers, and you slowly have to scale, obviously, because seeing bigger numbers is just gonna affect you. But yeah, you literally can click a button and make thousands of dollars a day, and they want me to get a degree, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? But yeah, this is it. Pretty solid day. Again, would have preferred this entry. Next time I need to be taking this instead of this, but still took this, and it was kind of this is my last week to pass. So I'm bro, I'm not gonna, even though this is kind of lower probability, it's fine. It's still important for value gap. So yeah, just gonna continue to build good habits on the markets, follow my plan, manage my risk correctly, and yeah, hopefully come back tomorrow with the same results, and we pass the account this week. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another trade recap, and yeah, have a good one.